YouTube, above average Cody here. And if you weren't already aware, the Black Ops 6 early access beta is now live. And today I want to give you guys some of my initial thoughts. I just came off 3 fresh hours of playing the beta, and I'm going to talk about a lot of the things that I really like about this game compared to more recent Call of Duties, and then some of the things I'm not liking so much or things that feel a little bit off so far. And first and foremost, I want to open up with saying this feels really smooth for a beta. It looks good, it plays good, the gunplay feels pretty balanced, and normally when I play a beta, I can feel that it is a beta. Things just don't look right, they don't feel good, and it's like, it's kind of a weird representation of the game, and it's like, why would I pay $60, $70, even $100 for the upgraded edition for this game? But I'm really not feeling that so far with the Black Ops 6 beta, and this is common with Treyarch. It just feels, polished already. Not that there's not things that can already be fixed, but I'm impressed at how it feels in terms of being just a beta. Now, the more important stuff that everybody wants to hear about, the Omni movement. Now, I think people are blowing the Omni movement out of proportion a little bit, and it's going to be this super insane, like, game-breaking mechanic, and we're going to be breaking screens again, and it's just going to be really hard to learn for the lower-level players, and I'm not really seeing it as that. Yes, if you play against, like, Shotzzy or Joe Woe or something like that, they're going to be going nuclear with it. There's certainly a lot that you can do with the way the movement feels so far in this game. However, for the lower-level players, or even kind of like the mid-level players, which is where I would put myself, it just feels natural. Even if you're not doing insane, like, movement stuff with it, it just feels like something that should have been in gaming since the beginning. Being able to sprint backwards, side to side, being able to dive backwards without getting prone blocked or something, or having to spin into 180s. It feels very natural, and it you don't get, like, I never understood why you couldn't dive, like, at an angle, like, to the left or to the right, like, if you're trying to get out of cover or get into cover. It just feels good, and it feels realistic, I guess. You hear people say, I can move faster in any direction, so why can't I in gaming? And I think that's a really fair point to make. So yes, you'll be able to do crazy stuff with it. It's really cool for, like, diving sideways off of, like, ledges and then landing that way, and you're already aiming at what you have to look at. So it's very cool, and you can do cool stuff with it, but I feel like for the lower level player, it's going to feel very natural, and it's just going to maybe close the gap a little bit for some players if you're playing against people that are a little more cracked than you. I might be wrong there, but it feels good, it feels natural, and it feels fine. Now, the next most important thing for me, guys, is the gunplay. It feels a little bit SMG heavy. I wanted to say it feels balanced, but the SMGs are just so fast, like insanely fast. I think I put level 12 attachment, or I unlocked it at level 12 for the C9 gun, the SMG, and it was like night and day how much faster it was coming out of sprint and going to ADS. So the SMGs are really, really fast, but the assault rifles are maybe a little bit more rewarding when it comes to overall accuracy and damage output. But they are very slow. Switching your pistol's also very slow. And I think that's why the SMGs kind of feel like they're shining so far, is because they just play so much faster than every other gun. The ARs and the pistol just feel a little bit too slow to come out, and I really hope that they kind of adjust that a little bit. And in terms of the maps and overall flow of them and the gameplay mixed with the new Omni movement, it's pretty good. The maps are, I don't want to say they're a pleasure to play. I feel like that's a bit of an overstatement, but just the classic 3-lane type design of these maps feels really, really good. This map that's playing in the background here, I believe this is Scud. It feels like a Black Ops map. It's not too crazy with the verticality. It's pretty classic with the 3-lane movement, and there's a couple cheeky routes you can take where you're a little bit more sneaky, but you get less action, or there's these more open routes where there's much bigger pinch points and a lot more action going on. And again, it just feels like a Black Ops game, guys. Now, some of the more negative stuff, I guess, guys, is it takes a little bit of time to find a game unless you kind of stack up your lobby. That might just be because it's early in the beta and there's so many people trying to get on. So I think you can expect that looking up, but I just have to bring that up because people are going to be like, oh, I waited an hour to find a game. It doesn't take that long, but you will be waiting a little bit, I think, when you initially get on the beta. But the movement is First, I want to say it's a little bit clunky. It's not quite as smooth as Cold War. I use that as the example being the last Treyarch game, and the movement was actually, to me, it was buttery smooth in that game. The sliding, the jumping out of slides, it was very clean. This game, although Shotzzy makes it look like it's buttery smooth, it's a little tiny bit clunky. I'd like to be able to get out of prone a little bit faster. I'd like to be able to mantle over ledges a little bit faster, because those are two things that I feel like are a little bit too slow for a game that feels this fast-paced, so I'd like to see the speed increased a little tiny bit on that. And then on top of that, when you're trying to get maybe like prone to get into cover, if you're moving one way or the other on the stick and you have tactical sprint assist on, you'll kind of like jump and dive to the side or dive onto the cover instead of behind the cover, and that I could see that being a little bit of an issue, especially if you're one shot and you're trying to preserve your life and you're just diving out onto what you're trying to hide behind. So that's a little bit wonky as well, but I'm sure that'll just be my hands kind of trying to get the muscle memory down of the new movement and learning it and just making it so that it's like, okay, take my hand off the left stick and then lay prone so that I can't run into any of those issues diving sideways or backwards. But I will say the game overall, guys, it is fun. I played it for 3 hours, and at no point, even when we were getting stomped in some of the lobbies, at no point was I like, dude, I need a break, or dude, I don't want to play this, or dude, another year, another time of me playing 5 games, then wanting to get off. It felt fun. I'm going to be grinding the beta a lot more tomorrow on stream, which will probably be the tell-all, because again, it's not about whether it's initially fun, it's about how long it's fun for. But I was having a blast the 3 hours that I played, guys, and I really can't wait to get back on, and that goes a long way, because that's a feeling that the Call of Duty franchise hasn't offered to me in quite some time. And again, guys, it's really early, but these are just all of my initial thoughts from the gameplay, and there's a lot of things that, like, I was really impressed with, but there's a lot of things I think that I hope to see change. And I feel like I forgot to talk about the TTK. I expect it to be a little bit higher being a Black Ops game, but it's actually pretty fast. It doesn't feel too much different from the MW3 time to kill, and the headshot multiplier still feels pretty rewarding. So you're still gonna have to aim your gun high to get those quick, like, melting kills, and it feels like you're getting fried pretty often. But guys, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about initially on this game. But most importantly, it feels smooth for a beta, and it feels really fun. So I could see myself playing this beta a lot more than I have the previous COD betas. And you guys can check that out on stream here on the channel. But most importantly, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, guys. We'll be playing the beta all week. And then we'll hopefully be grinding once the full release comes out, which is still a ways away, but I'm pretty excited. But guys, hit that sub button, leave a thumbs up on the video, it helps out. Leave a comment. What do you think of the beta so far? What are you guys liking? What are you not liking? Let me know down below. I'm interested to hear how you guys are receiving the beta so far. And then finally, guys, channel memberships and super thanks. If you'd like to support monetarily, it helps me out a lot as a content creator, but please do not feel like you have to. But alrighty, guys, just some initial thoughts on the gameplay. I might be doing another video once the beta concludes and I get a lot more hours under my belt, but we will see what happens. But alrighty, guys, thank you for watching the video. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next one.